Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make my Cottage Wreaths Christmas door card. I love how this came out. I don't know if you can see here, it's got a wood effect on the door and this really beautiful Christmas wreath. It's from this Cottage Wreaths stamp set. So easy to stamp. This is a kind of a distinctive stamp, so you get a fuller image and also a sketchy image with this one on top, but you've got some other bits in. I like the greetings here if you like Halloween. There's a couple of bits, or you can do autumnal, and then there's this cute bow here as well, and there's also coordinating dies here that cut the wreaths that you've stamped, but also cut some other leaves, leaves, bows. Really pretty. So here's some examples of kind of other wreaths that it also cuts. So let me show you the supplies we need here to get started. Very minimal supplies really, actually. So I'm using basic grey cardstock, and this is that's the bit I was looking for. This is 8 inches by 5 3/4. So in the UK you can get 2 of these out of a piece of cardstock. Obviously if your paper sizes are different, you can make it 5 1/2 and just adjust the panels on the front. So this is scored then at 4 inches in the middle. You need 4 other pieces of basic grey cardstock. These two are the same. They measure 3 1/4 by 1 13/16, and these two here measure 2 1/4 by 1 13/16. And I did that, it took me a while to work out the spacing, but that's how I found it worked well. So change it up if you want to, but that's what I found worked for me. This is for the inside. So this is a piece of basic white cardstock. This measures 5 1/2 inches by 3 3/4 inches. You'll need some red glimmer paper. This is a fab little set here. Again, it's in the mini catalogue, and you get sheets of red and white. You get 4 of each, red and white glimmer paper, which are gorgeous. So I would definitely recommend adding those to your list of things that you need. So you need a little scrap to cut that out, and you need 2 little pieces of Smoky Slate cardstock. The one underneath here, this is actually my daughter Bo's idea, to put this little letterbox on, which was super cute. So the one underneath, and if you can see, there's 2 layers on there. The smaller one is 1 1/4 by 5/8 of an inch. Sorry, that's the top one. The one underneath is 1 3/8 by 3/4, and the one on top is 1 1/4 by 5/8. I might say that again when we come to that stage. Okay, so the embossing folder we're using is in the big catalogue, and it's simply called Timber. This one here. So it's a 3D embossing folder, so just perfect for this door. So what I did, I just put all of them in at once. They don't have to be lined up, but I just did. So if there was a bit of a flow, it just followed on. So just pop all of those in at once, sandwich them down. This one's looking a bit wide, but I'll sort that out in a minute. Actually, I'm going to sort that out now. I think it's just slightly wider. Let me just get my trimmer. It's probably not going to make a huge amount of difference, but I just want it to be just right. There we go, just a slither off. Okay, so let's pop these back in again, and then I'm going to run this through the embossing machine and come right back to you. 1 2 3 4. Okay, sandwich those in. Make sure you've got them within the lines of this. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. How cute are they? And the reason I just wanted to differentiate, one, because you've got the same colour underneath, but also, I don't know if you can see here, but I've gone around the edges and daubed these just to, again, lift them up a little bit. So I've done that in Smoky Slate ink, just with our daubers here. Mine are quite well worn because they've been throughout the classes. So so literally just go dip it in the ink and then go around all of the edges. The more upright you are, sorry, the more you hover over it, the more colour you'll get, and this less. So I just go straight down at this angle, and it's very subtle, but I like the effect. So I'm going to go around and do all of these, and then I'll come back to you when I've finished. Okay, and last one, last side. So you do this on all 4 pieces. You can take your time a little here, but it just gives a really lovely effect of just lifting that colour a little bit. Okay, pop that back in here. So you're going to arrange these on your door panel. Is this one still in? Yeah. Like this. Okay, so have a little practice to see where they're going to go. You're going to put dimensionals on the back of all of these, like in a number 5 on a die corner and one in the middle. Okay, so again, I'll come back to you once I've done this on all 4 panels. Okay, so the last one here. Oh, one more. So it does use up quite a lot of your dimensionals, but I think, well, I hope you agree it's worth it anyway. So what I would do, have them all in place on here and then work one at a time so that you don't lose your positioning. So probably easier that I don't put my head in it, but you're going to take off the backing of one. I may need to lean in to do this, and leave the others in place while you just, so that you roughly remember, it's about 1/8 of an inch that you're leaving all the way around. So let's pop this one down first and then we'll go from there. So if you don't put it down immediately, you've just got a bit of wiggle room. So go ahead and line up all your panels here and pop them on your card, and I'll come back when I finish mine. Okay, the last one going into place now. There we go. Okay, super cute. So you can see they're all kind of elevated, just got that little color detail down the side. Okay, the wreath is so simple to stamp, but it looks really effective. So what I've done, I've got them both here on blocks. So I've got the leafy one and the twig one, and I'm going to stamp the leafy one in soft succulent. So just get a scrap of cardstock and ink up, and like I say, it will come out quite sketchy in places, but that's the effect. So it gives the two-tone of the soft succulent, so beautiful. And with early espresso, you can't really go wrong with this. Just hover over and find a way to put it down. There is no real right or wrong, or I don't think there is anyway. And look how easy that is, just to get a really lovely image. So thankfully there are dies for these, we don't have to fussy cut them. And just a little tip on the dies, you might need a bit of washi tape or a bit of a post-it note to hold it in place. If you get this stamp set, you may be clever and mark it up the direction so that you've got a little mark on your stamp and also on here, just to see that you're going in the same direction. If, like me, you haven't, just keep spinning this round until you find the good fit, which is there. So look out for things like this little leaf that sticks out a bit more, and this little notch here. And the same here, there's a little double one there with a little extra bit there. So position it, am I still in shot? Yeah. Position it around here. You have a little bit of white all the way around, and then just pin it in place. This washi's done a good few classes, so it's probably losing its stick a bit, but you can reuse them each time. Okay, so I'm going to run that through the cutting machine, but also at the same time, I'm going to cut myself a bow. So this is another die in the set, and it's just so lovely with the sparkly. So I'm going to run those through at the same time together, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so mine have jumped out already, but I just want to put these away so I don't lose them. Where's the other one? Okay, so it also cuts out your middle section here. Could be like a little speech bubble if you wanted to use that, but I'm not too worried. And this gorgeous, gorgeous sparkly bow. Okay, so flip this over and you're going to pop dimensionals. I use the big dimensionals all around the back. So just a few will do. That backing's already come off. And if, like me, you're just running out here, you can just snip the edges and still use those. You see these big pieces here? They're essentially still dimensionals. So just snip around, and you can use up all these edge pieces as well, so you don't waste any. Thrifty. Okay, so peel the backings off. That one's already off. And pop it where you'd like it to go. There isn't really, like I say, a right or wrong way, but pop it on your card in the center of those top panels. With this little bow, I put a mini dimensional either side here on the back. You can see there's sort of like a section either side which is wide enough to take one of the little mini dimensionals. So that's what I've put on there. Or you can just snip a bit off of your regular size ones if you don't have the minis. But you just don't want it to show on the other side. So you need to be a bit careful where you put it. So before you stick it down, just flip it over and just check that it's not visible from this side. Perfect. So just get these backings off, a bit fiddly on these little ones. And then I'm going to pop that about there. So pretty. I've used these real red rhinestones that are in the main catalogue still. I'm glad they kept them in from last year because I love these. So I'm going to scatter them around. If you've got this in a kit from me, you'll have enough to do this as well. So I'm just going to, ooh, why did that not come up? Scatter them around. So I put one at the top, one, this isn't going well, I'll just use my tool here, one in the center of the bow. Actually, I'm just going to use this one. And then just kind of evenly space out these other ones. So one about, I don't know, what's that, 10 o'clock if you're doing a clock. One about 2 here. So I've used 6 in total, including the one in the center of the wreath here, which I'm just going to move a little bit because I just want it really in the center. And you can't really see that unless you're close up, but it's still a nice little feature on there. Okay, so that's those. And for the doorbell, I've used these sequins. They're in the mini catalogue. I will find out the name and add them to the bottom, but you get 4 colours. You get red, green, I think it's like a sort of white or opaque colour. Oh, here we go, I've got them here. And these gold ones. Look, I've got little rhinestone stuck to them. Adhesive backed seasonal sequins. So, yeah, like I said, red, green. Let's see what this last one is. Oh, yeah, kind of opaque white. Okay, so I used the larger one for the door handle here. And then I was thinking, what can I use now? And actually in the Christmas, these are called red and green adhesive back pearls. I think they're just the Christmas ones anyway, and they've got more than just red and green. I used a little gold one. I'm using loads of these on my projects. And if you're coming to my Christmas retreat, you'll get a whole pack. Here we go. That's your little door handle. And then, like I say, for the sign, you need a couple of pieces of Smoky Slate cardstock. And I've gone ahead and stamped, oops, getting one out here, the Merry Christmas from the set on this little one. And I've stamped in Smoky Slate as well. Let's get this background piece out. So you can see there's slightly different sizes here. So teeny tiny little over here, the Merry Christmas, but it was just perfect for what I needed here. So I'm just going to pop some liquid glue on the back of this one, layer it on top of the slightly bigger one here, and I'm just going to pick it up so I can just move it around a little bit before it sets. And try not to put too much in, otherwise you'll have a bit of a splurge. And then dimensionals on the back, just to fix that in place. So again, I'm going to come back to my ones here that I was snipping away and just get a couple of pieces. I don't know if I've cut one too big now. It's just, oh, that's not working. It's just a good way to use up your dimensional pieces. And that's going to sit on these panels here just below the top. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed making my Cottage Wreath Christmas door card. Take care. See you soon. Bye.